You probably feel like you've wasted way too much time trying to figure out your human design chart. Maybe you've watched all the videos, downloaded all the reports, and even asked ChatGPT only to realize you're actually more confused now than before you started this journey. After doing 1,274 human design readings, there's one thing I'm here to tell you. You probably don't need more information. What you actually need is the foundation so that you can start implementing your energetic authenticity to live a more fulfilling life, to be able to make more money and find your soulmate. Let's dig deep. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through the 4 most important things that you need to understand about your human design chart so that you can stop feeling overwhelmed and start putting things into practice. Because as we know, action is the universal law of success. I'm going to walk you through the 4 core things, and I want you to pay attention to the last one because it might surprise you. It is one of the most misunderstood parts of human design. This is going to be especially important for you if you're looking for your purpose or you're currently feeling lost. If you're new here, my name is Maika Gabriella and I'm a human design reader, a deconditioning expert, and the founder of the Transformational Human Design Certification, and I have supported 1,000 unaligned, lost, beautiful souls like you to rediscover who they've come to be and connect to their purpose so that they can align with the right opportunities, people, and chances. Welcome to the Human Design Portal, your safe space to decondition, where you will access tons of free resources to understand your human design in a very practical, tangible, and easy to understand way. So if you're interested in getting information that actually lands, hit the subscribe button and let's get into it. The first and the most important thing that you need to understand is going to be your energy type. Your energy type is the foundation on which you're going to build everything else. So even though human design has so much information, if you haven't not only understood your energy type, but actually implemented your energetic authenticity, the rest won't be able to flourish. And so the energy type is the way that you utilize the universe's collaboration to start showing up in a way that is authentic. If there is one thing that you can start doing is really understanding how you're meant to show up in the world. It will allow you to understand how your aura works and how you're interacting with others and what your soul's purpose actually looks like. And so we have the projector, which is around 20% of the population that has a focused, penetrating aura. And if you're a projector, you're here to guide others. You actually don't have consistent energy, and therefore you're here to lead us into the new paradigm, into 2027, because you're going to show us how to make things more efficient, quicker, more affordable, and allow everybody else stop wasting their time on SHIT we don't really need to waste our time on. If you're a generator, you're going to be around 38 of the population, and a generator has consistent energy because you have that defined sacral center. This energy is just like this incredibly beautiful, warm, uplifting aura. You're here to enjoy life. You have this consistent, creative excitement where you start building things from scratch with your hands, and that is really what is contagious. So your life's purpose is actually just to really enjoy whatever it is you're doing, and your joy and your excitement will be contagious. And so everybody that is around your beautiful energy will feel more uplifted and happier about life after hanging out with you. As a manifesting generator, you're about 33% of the population, and the manifesting generator is a hybrid energy type between the generator that has this consistent sacral energy and the manifestor, to which we'll come in a second, that has a defined throat. So as a manifesting generator, you still have that really beautiful, warm, enveloping aura. There's something a bit more spicy. There's something that just has a bit more of a dominance. It's more like a hurricane, captivating magnetic energy. And what characterizes you is that you're incredibly curious and you're drawn to so many different things. So the way that you show up in the world is not in this linear structure way, but you're actually here to teach us that things don't have to be linear. You're here to teach us that shifting, changing, exploring, adventure, all of that contributes in a way that we don't always have to foresee, but that the main most importance is to live a life that actually fulfills us deeply to the core. If you're a manifestor, you're around 7 or 8% of the population. Right now, we're seeing a rise of manifestors, which I think is so interesting because your core gift is leadership. Your core gift is impact. You don't have consistent energy, but you do have a force and a dominance that inspires others. You have these beautiful creative urges that create these visions for the future of our life. And so when we are in tune with your energy, we get really inspired about all of the things that are possible in this world. You have a closed aura, so it can be hard for others to really see what's going on behind you, but you're here to really tap into the peace that you're meant to spread in the world and bring calmness and real grounding energy into the lives of the people you touch. Being a reflector is one of those experiences that is very rare because it's only 1% of the population. And as a reflector, you have this completely open energy center, this completely open chart, which allows you to utilize your aura to sample and taste all of the environments, all of the experiences, all of the people that you meet. And so as a reflector, you're really here to mirror the health of the spaces you inhabit, to reflect back the environment that you choose to spend your time with. And so as a reflector, you're really one of that very rare 1% of the population that is highly sensitive to the needs of the world, and therefore you have a very special role in this lifetime. The reason understanding your energy type is so profound is because it comes with instructions. So why I feel so resonant with human design and decided to make this my life's calling, or maybe the universe kind of decided that for me, but the difference between astrology and human design is that even though astrology is incredibly beautiful to understand what's going on and why we're feeling the way that we're feeling, and we can make sense and understand patterns and see what's coming, human design is very practical. It's very down to earth, and it's giving you a tangible strategy to start implementing your energetic authenticity as of right now. And this is my favorite thing. Like, you can implement change right after this video. You can go out into the world and be your most authentic self. And so when we understand our energy type, it comes with layered information. It is this tab that opens up, and then you will find your strategy, your not self theme, and your signature. And these are the three pieces that kind of fill the loop, close the loop, and fill the missing pieces to understand not only what your energetic authenticity is, but how to listen to your body to understand if you are doing it right or if you've gotten off track. And so the second most important thing to understand in your human design is going to be your strategy, because the strategy is impact, the strategy is change, the strategy is the thing you can do, right? There's so much human design information that's all mental. I need to understand, I need to read, I'm going to investigate, and so you spend this time in the rabbit hole without actually putting it into practice. This is the thing that I see my clients be held back by the most, wanting to know more before actually daring and having the courage to start implementing. And so the strategy is going to be that one thing that allows you to understand how you collaborate with the universe to find flow and move out of resistance. And then you will have the not self theme and the signature to keep you in check. So I'm going to start explaining the strategy for each energy type first, so we've got that down. The strategy for the projector is waiting for the invitation. This means that you need to be recognized by your environment before you can share what your penetrating focused aura can see. So the way that you remove resistance in your life, the way that you become successful, is by actually doing less, sitting back, and allowing the universe to bring you opportunities. And so the not self theme, which is bitterness for the projector, is like this red flag. Every time you feel bitter, every time you're pointing fingers at others, like, look at what they're doing, that is a sign from the universe that's telling you, listen, beautiful soul, you are doing things that are not aligned with your authenticity. So I'm sending you these uncomfortable feelings so that you become aware. And then to reward you, to let you know, listen, I see you're doing your thing. I see you're putting effort into becoming your most authentic self. the universe is gonna send you success. So your signature, your northern star, the thing that will allow you to understand that you are being authentic, that you are on the path of your purpose, is experiencing success as a projector, and that will feel like being recognized and getting paid for your capacity to see what other people don't, for your capacity to explain what only you can see. The strategy for the generator is going to be that very simple tool that allows you to really talk to the universe and be in constant communication, and with each utilization of your strategy, which is to respond, you're going to be able to take one step closer to the path of your purpose. So as a generator, as we said, you have this open enveloping aura that is constantly in communication with the universe, sending you different impulses for your sacral center to react to respond to. So this can be people that you meet, swiping on your phone, commercials that you're watching on TV, when you go into a shop, like, it doesn't matter. Everything you see, everything you touch, everything you taste will create a response mechanism. It is up to you to honor those, because every time you say yes to what your body's excited about, and every time you say no to what your body is telling you no to, you will be a step closer to aligning to your highest self. The not self theme for the generator is going to be frustration. It's this feeling of being stuck because you no longer have energy in your aura that is pulling the right people, opportunities towards you, and so you have nothing to respond to, and then you feel like nothing good is happening in your life. And so every time you feel frustration, this is your tell-all sign that you're compromising too much and you're not delegating enough. And on the flip side, to know that you're aligned, to know that you're doing things correctly, you will feel deeply satisfied. And the way that I describe it is like this beautiful, nourishing, warm meal in your belly button that gives you that little like happy smile. That is that sense of deep satisfaction that we're searching for to know if we're living authentically. As a manifesting generator, your strategy is also to respond the same that the generator has. And so the beautiful thing is here that you as well have this open, enveloping aura, and you need to listen to your gut. So you need to respond to life. You need to respond to life and wait for whatever the universe is like sending into your orbit. Okay, if you're doing too much because you have all of this energy, because you're the most powerful, dominant energy type out there, and you're constantly outsourcing your energy to help other people, you might yourself find yourself depleted. And so when you're depleted, there is no energy, no food to really, give that magnetic aura enough sustenance for it to pull in opportunities and chances. And you too will feel stuck. And we'll need to understand that even though you have this defined throat as a manifestor that wants you to engage and wants you to inform and wants you to move forward, you always still have to listen to your gut first. And so if you're doing too many things that you don't want to do, your gut won't be able to listen to its true essence, and you'll notice that the people that you meet are disappointing. The opportunities you think are going to open doors actually crumble, and you will find yourself feeling frustrated. Because similarly to the generator, that is going to be your tell-all sign that you're actually not acting in accordance with who you've come to be, your energetic authenticity, and the collaboration of the universe. And so, similarly to the generator, your signature is going to be satisfaction, that deep, fulfilling sense of warmth in your belly region, because this is where your sacral center is. That is just so important for you to know when you're doing something that is aligned and is going to take you one step further. Because as a manifesting generator, you're going to be so curious, you want to study this book and read this other thing, and then you want to, complete a workshop and do some ceramics. Like, you can be all over the place for other people looking from the outside in, but the only thing you have to trust yourself is your sacral that is pulling you into these different directions. And when you forget or when you lose access to that sacral response, you might start to doubt, am I doing too many things? I don't know if I want to do this. Other people say I'm too busy. Actually, for you as a manifesting generator, the only only thing that you need to focus on is how excited you get about the thing that you're doing, and trust that that will lead you to the desired result, because nobody else but you understands how your path will look like. And this disruption that you've come here to teach us will actually allow for more opportunities to flourish in different circumstances, because everybody else is going to look in this narrow way, and you will, like bust into the office and be like, guys, you've been thinking about this all wrong. Let's put this and this together and create something completely new that will be disruptive. As a manifester, because you have this closed aura, your strategy, which is the most important thing that you can do to remove resistance in your life, is going to be to inform. So you need to use your voice. You need to speak into existence what it is you want to accomplish in your life, what your dreams are, what your ideas are. Because we do not have access to deeply understand what's going on behind that closed aura. And so you might be doing things that trigger other people because we don't have access to fully understanding you. The moment that you open up your closed aura by telling us what you plan, we will roll out the red carpet and be like, please, manifestor, please show me the way, lead us into the new paradigm, bring these new inventions into our life. And so you will notice that you're not aligned as a manifestor when you're feeling angry. And oftentimes, especially for female identifying manifestors, there is this sense of anger towards self. And that is because we often don't feel like we have the right to be angry at other people. And so anger is just one of those emotions that is so interesting, because contrary to crying, for example, when you cry, there's a release and you feel better. But anger is a thing that starts building up, and it's really hard to come down from anger if we consistently feed it. And so just be aware that when you're angry, this is because you need to look back and figure out, who did I forget to inform about the plans that I have and what I want to do with my life? And as a reward, you will feel peace. I recently saw this TikTok of a girl and a guy that just got married, and the text was like, what is the most expensive thing your husband gave you or your boyfriend gave you? And her response was peace. There is no price on the value of peace, as we clearly see with what's happening in the world. And so you're here to be this peaceful grounding energy for the people in your life. And when you approach life from understanding that your main goal is creating peace into every circumstance that you put yourself in, your life will change. And as a reflector, your strategy is waiting 28 days. And I know it sounds like, what? But the reason for that is because you are so open in your energy center that every week you're going to experience different energies interfering with your chart, allowing you to actually embody and sense different experiences. And so to get clarity about how you're meant to move in the world and what decisions you want to make, you need to taste and try all of these different phases out to then be like, okay, this is what I actually want to do. And so the sign that will tell you that you have forgotten to wait or that you've rushed yourself into a decision is actually disappointment. You will feel disappointed with life, with people, with opportunities, with chances, with romantic relationships if you rush the process. And so the most hello sign that you are an aligned reflector is going to be that your life is full of surprises, that you will live a life where you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this just happened to me. And that will be the story of your life, my dearest reflector. And the third important aspect that you need to understand to deeply familiarize yourself with your human design chart is your authority. Your authority is your decision-making process. And how many of you are struggling with making a decision? There's moments in life where we're like, oh my God, should I do this? Should I do? And we know this decision will have an impact. One of the biggest things, deciding who to be in a romantic relationship with, what to study, where to move. These are all life-changing decisions that we make. And also for the smaller decisions, your authority will help you really connect to your body. So contrary to popular belief that has told us like, oh, you need to utilize your mind and make a list of pros and cons, and if you really think about it, you'll make the best decision. That is not what human design teaches us. Human design teaches us that our knowledge and our wisdom sits in our body, and that when we trust what our body is telling us, it will be way more honest, way more fast, and way more connected to the source than what our mind could ever conjure up. So your mind is fantastic to find solutions to problems, and your mind is fantastic to get inspired, but it's not here to make decisions. In total, we're going to find 7 different authorities. 5 of those are going to be internal. Those are the ones that we're more used to. Those are the ones that we've heard people tell us about, things like intuition, instinct. But then we have 2 other authorities that are actually very different from anything that we know, and they're also more rare. The main authority is going to be the solar plexus authority, and this is the emotional authority. This means that you need to wait minimum 24 hours to know if something's right for you, because you have to try and travel and like ride out the emotional wave to understand what is correct for you. Then we have the more immediate response, which is also going to be part of the manifesting generator and the generator, which is the sacral response. This is literally your gut feeling. It is in the guts. It is response. It is immediate, okay? Then we move on to the splenic. The splenic is intuition. It is this pure hit that is intuitive, will come and will leave. And so the next one that we have is the ego authority. The ego authority is like the heart authority. It is only for manifestors and projectors, and it's all about understanding that you're here meant to follow your heart's desire. You know that sentence that goes, the heart wants what the heart wants? That is your authority. And then we have the self-projected authority, which is also an authority that only belongs to projectors, which is all about understanding what you're meant to do and how to make decisions by listening to your self-talk. And now we come to the 2 last authorities that are the outer authorities, and they're called outer authorities because they're involving the resonance of our environment for us to dictate what the right decisions for us are. So we have the mental authority, and the mental authority is only the 1% of projectors. And the reason it's an exterior authority or an outer authority is because you will need to resonate your opinion with the people in your life, and depending on how you feel with their feedback, that will help you make the best decision. And then we have the lunar authority, which basically is no authority, because it is the authority of a reflector that will go within the 28 days and just needs this outside influence through the lunar planetary exchange for you to really make sense of how to best make decisions for you. And now we're gonna come to point 4, which is one of the most misunderstood elements of your human design chart. And honestly, I just wanna make you understand that these 3-4 aspects, so your energy type, your strategy, your theory, and now your profile, they're really like your big 3 in astrology. The same that we have the sun, moon, and rising. This is the importance of these different elements in your chart. So actually only focusing on them and having these down will resolve 90% of the issues that you're encountering in your life around energetic authenticity, blocks, energetic misalignment, and really being able to connect to your highest self. So the profile is your karma. Your profile is your purpose and how you're meant to show up every day to tap into that purpose. So contrary to popular belief, your purpose is not that far off thing that's hard to get to or hard to touch or hard to reach. Your purpose is just showing up as your authentic self every single day. And when you do that, you're able to tap into your gifts, into your talents, so that you can show up in the most aligned magnetic way and contribute to the world. Your profile is here to help you understand how you're meant to learn, how you're meant to resolve conflict, and what people are coming to you for advice. What is it that people actually want from you? What is it they look up to you about? What is it that they expect your relationship dynamic to be? And your profile is going to be made out of 2 different numbers, 1 to 6. And so what you will learn is that when you have a smaller number in front, like I have, for example, a 3-5 profile, then you have a personal karma, meaning you're here to really focus on your own life to create expansion, and that will influence and support others. Versus if you have the bigger number in the front and you have the smaller number behind, like a 6-2 profile, for example, then you have what we call a transpersonal karma. And that is a really beautiful story behind that, because it means that every single person that you've met in your life is somebody you know from a past lifetime. And so if you have the number 1, you're going to be somebody who's incredibly curious, who asks all of the questions and loves to investigate. 99% of my clients that are investigators that have a one-line profile, they will sit in my session with a pen and paper ready to scribble it down. And I love you guys for it. When we have a 2 in a profile, it means that we are naturally gifted, that there is something in our life that just comes easy to us, and we often don't see that we're gifted in something unless we get feedback. So these are people that didn't really have to study so much before, getting a great grade on their exam. These are people who are naturally musically inclined and just pick up any instrument. These are people who are born being great drawers or illustrators, and they don't even know where this talent comes from. And so it's just so beautiful to witness when you have a second line that it also comes with a transparency. It comes with an honesty. When we meet a second line, we really see the person for who they are, and we get what they, how they show up. So there is no mystery around the second line. It's very pure, honest, raw existence. When you have a third line, then you will have this intense trial and error experience. So the third line can only learn through falling on your butt. And let me tell you a story about it, because I have a 3 in my profile. And so this is all about getting your arm sleeves up, getting your hands dirty, and throwing yourself into life and allowing life to teach you your lessons. This is also somebody that needs to understand that you will know before anybody else when it's time to leave a situation or a relationship or a job, even though nobody has caught up to the actual reasons of why that is the best for you. Trust yourself. If you have a 4 profile, then you're somebody who's really great at personal relationships. This does not mean that you have to have a huge circle of friends or that you just get along with everybody, but actually your body has a resonance with specific people. And when you feel comfortable, you will have this process of externalization, which basically means that you will enjoy just sharing your points of view, your perspective, your experiences with the people in your life. And you're somebody who will get advantage by really connecting with people. So instead of just being at your home in front of the computer working 18 hours a day, go out, grab a coffee. Your friend will introduce you to a new friend who will become your client. If you have a 5th line, then you, my beautiful soul, have a little savior complex. And again, I'm saying that because I'm a 5th line. The 5th lines are firefighters. When there's an emergency, when there's somebody who's in distress, they come in flaming guns. Who do we have to save? What's going on here? You will be just incredibly great at handling high stress, high emotional, distressing situations. This means, coming, supporting your friend, helping somebody out, saving an opportunity. It doesn't matter what it is. When there's high intensity and some kind of danger or distress or urgency, 5th line, you call them, they're there, and they will do everything that they can to make sure that problem is resolved. And if you have a 6th line in your profile, then you are the role model. You have 3 distinct life cycles in your life, 0 to 30. You live your life like a 3rd profile, which is all about trying out, falling on your butt, and getting yourself back up. And then in your 2nd lifeline, from 30 to 50, you're here to utilize everything you've learned in those first 30 years and implement it in a way that helps your community and the people in your life grow. All of the experiences you've had, you then share them with the people in your life. And then when your Chiron return hits and you're 50 years old, you will have a revival of your career or a revival of an adventure, because that's when you will take all of the wisdom that you've accumulated until then and share it with, the wider population. I always say as a 6th line, you're gonna write a book about your life and then tour the world and tell everybody about it. And the beautiful thing about the 6th line is that you're meant to find your soulmate in this lifetime and really create a life that you love. I really hope that these 4 very fundamental pillars of your human design will help you stop second guessing, will stop making you feel overwhelmed by the information, and really just double down on getting that really integrated in your experience. Because all of the gates and the digestion, all of the things that you can find in your human design chart are beautiful add-ons, but the truth is that you have these nailed down, the rest will follow. You will see the most impact in your life and the biggest life changes when you understand these 4 fundamentals. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and please share with anybody who you think could benefit of it. If you have any comments or any suggestions, please let me know below. And remember, I am so grateful to have you here. I don't care what anybody says, I love you.